Hi, this is the winter edition of Finance 330. I'm going to go over how this class works and what's expected of you. The first thing you should do is read announcements. The first announcement I have is getting started with BUS330. So the first thing you should do, which you're already doing, is to watch this video. Things that you need to do in week 1 is to review the Blackboard and read over all the announcements. Buy the textbook and register for the homework manager, My Finance Lab. Register for the Zoom financial simulation and start working on the practice rounds. Read over the syllabus and read chapter 1 of the textbook. So that's just how to get started, the first 5 things you should do with this course. Now, as you're reading announcements, you'll see that right here, the second announcement I post, the textbook. So the textbook you can acquire in 2 ways. You can acquire it from the Amazon School Bookstore, or you can acquire it directly online when you buy the homework manager. So there's the textbook online with the homework manager that you can purchase, and you get both the homework manager and the textbook together for around $100. Also need to purchase, I put a link for that where to purchase the textbook online with the homework manager. The software, Zoom simulation, is something you need to purchase additionally as well. I'll get into that in a minute. I put all of the course due dates for the homework together in this due date announcement. So the due dates are always 11:30 p.m. is the time, and the dates are all listed here from January 3rd all the way to January 21st. And you see the first assignment you have to do is do simulation round 1, and this is the team competition round 1, and then you do round 2. And then you have chapters 2 and 3 spreadsheets due on the 6th, and then I put where to find the assignment. For example, simulation is found at jupiterinteractive.com, spreadsheets are found in Blackboard assignments, and week 1 homework is due on January 7th and is found at My Finance Lab. So it's a quick little way to organize what you need to do in this course from beginning to end, and all the due dates. It's very important to remember that I don't accept any late assignments, so you have to be on top of your assignments. Each week I will email out an email that will go over what you should do for that week and include the lectures you should be watching for the week as well. Now, the video lectures, when I send you an email each week, I'll put the links into all the video lectures, and it's just a good overview of what you should be working on each week. Now, all of the lectures for this course are on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, and I'll give you a link where you can connect to YouTube, I have a playlist for this class. So it's called 330 Online Finance Courses, and if you look here, you'll see I have the Getting Started video, and I have an overview of the Zoom simulation, chapter 1, and then I have various spreadsheet help files as well. So when you're doing the spreadsheet work, if you're confused, not sure what's going on, how to fill out the template I have instructional video on YouTube to go over step by step what you need to do when you complete the spreadsheets. Okay. All right, so those are the top announcements you should review. Let's go over here to the Blackboard menu, and the first thing we have is documents. So inside of documents, we have the syllabus, the lecture PowerPoints, and the class spreadsheet solutions. So in the spreadsheet solutions, once the spreadsheet is past its due date, you can come in here and you can view my keys on how the spreadsheets, how I completed the spreadsheets with the Excel formulas. So that's a good place to kind of review your work on the spreadsheets. Okay. All right. Now let's go over the syllabus here. So in the syllabus, and you should read over this, gives you the course description, what this course is about, and the overview of what we're doing in the course, which is, as you'd expect, finance. Again, I list the information for the textbook. The prices do change, so whatever prices I have listed on the textbook in the syllabus or on the announcements, they could be different, and by the time you get to the website, that might be another different price, but they're around these prices. They keep changing them. And again, I have a link to where you can buy the textbook and the Zoom simulation software. And the link will be in, I'll show you in assignments where the link is to complete this. And then you have to register for My Finance Lab. So in the syllabus and in assignments, I have instructions of how to register for My Finance Lab. So you go to Pearson mylabandmastering.com or myfinancelab.com, and then let's pop over there. I already have. There we go. So as a student, when you get to My Finance Lab, they have great support for students over here and how to get registered. So you can click here or here to register now as a student. And then it's going to look for your email, your course ID, and then either your access code. If you buy the My Finance Lab textbook, it comes with an access code if it's new textbook, or you can buy the access code. So if you click on register now, you would have to put in the course ID. So this course ID you can look up on Blackboard, and I list it as the step 4, and make sure you go to the Blackboard and look at the course ID, because it could be different than what's in this video here. Okay, and then you enter your course ID and you follow the steps into registering for My Finance Lab. I'm already signed up as my own account for our winter course. Let's go back to instructions, and then you want to look for when you put in the course ID, which I put it in bold letters in usually step 4 in the instructions of signing up for My Finance Lab. Then you'll see my BUS330 winter course home, and then we'll come back to My Finance Lab in a minute, but just give you a heads up, the instructions are in the syllabus. And this course ID here, which is probably different from what's in Blackboard, so make sure you go to Blackboard and actually look it up directly on Blackboard. Okay, then we have the student learning outcomes, and in this class we're going to focus on specific learning outcomes for this course about understanding finance and shareholders and maximizing shareholders' wealth and profits. So read over this learning goals section to understand, and we will be assessing these learning goals through spreadsheets that I'm going to have you work on, through weekly homeworks, and also for exams. Now, your responsibilities as a student, I'm expecting you to do the reading of the chapters, to answer the homework questions, to watch the class lecture videos, to complete the Zoom simulation, and complete all the spreadsheet problems. So your grading would be broken down into 150 points for textbook questions and problems. These textbook questions and problems are from My Finance Lab. 50 points for completing the Finance Zoom simulation, 50 points for completing the Blackboard spreadsheet problems, and then Test 1 and Test 2 are both 125 points, but the class is a total of 500 points. To get your letter grade, you take your total points that you've accumulated, divide by 5, and you'll have your letter grade. Okay, so our class overview, we're broken up into 3 weeks. So in the first week, we're going to cover chapter 1, 2, and 3. In the second week, we're going to cover chapters 4, 5, and 8. In the final week, we're going to cover chapters 9 and 10. And then, of course, make sure you maintain your academic integrity and don't do anything academically dishonest, like cheating or copying or colluding with other students. And that rounds up the syllabus. Now, this is just a really cursory, brief overview of the syllabus. You should go in and read the syllabus on your own. And that wraps up the course document section. So now the next thing is assignments. So in assignments, we have the My Finance Lab, which I just talked to you about. And these are the main work in My Finance Lab is week 1 homework, week 2 homework, week 3 homework, Test 1 and Test 2. And Test 1 is broken up in chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and Test 2 is 5, 8, 9, 10. So those are the 5 big assignments in the Homework Manager. So let's go over the Homework Manager and see how that's done. So you go to the Homework Manager and you click on Assignments, and you'll see that you have homework week 1, week 2, and week 3. Now the exams don't show up until we reach the opening of the exam. So once the exam opens, then you'll see it listed under your assignments, and you can complete the exam online. To do a weekly homework assignment, you just click on the homework assignment, and then you'll have a number of questions. Okay, so the questions will look like this. So it'll give you some information up here, and then you have to select an answer. And what's nice about the homework is each step of the way, after you select the answer, you can do a check and see if you got it right. Fantastic. And you can move on to the next question. And then I get that right. And then you move on to the next question. So it gives you a nice feedback whether or not you're getting these things right. Okay. So I've moved on to question 2. Now question 2, let's see. So question 1 I got completely right, but if I got a part of it wrong, once I was done with question 1, I could try again. So when the try again button appears, I can retry if I got one of the parts wrong. So for example, on question 2 here, I have some information about the question, and then it's going to be a fill-in question. So I'm going to put in, I don't know the answer, so I'm just going to make up an answer. And I'm going to check my answer. And, oh, sorry, it's incorrect. Okay, well, when you get an incorrect answer, you can try again. And then check that answer again. Oh, still incorrect. Okay, so then if you're having these problems where you're not getting the correct answer, you can go to Question Help over here. And you click on this, and you can see View an Example. Okay, and this is going to be a step-by-step example of how to complete the homework. So it goes through each step of what you should be doing to complete the homework. It's a very useful tool to help you get through the homework if you're not sure of what you need to do. Also up here is View an Example. Help me solve this. Is the second thing you can do. Help me solve it. And this is more of an interactive step-by-step where you're actually going to put some answers in as they give you instructions on how to solve. And finally, you can do e-textbook pages. You click on this, and it'll drop you, if you have the e-textbook as purchased part of the My Finance Lab, it'll drop you over to the e-text, to the exact page where the problem originates from. So the homework manager, this is why I like the homework manager, especially for an online class, because not only does it give you multiple attempts to get the answer correct, because if I did the problems the old-fashioned way where you submit it to me and I corrected them, you wouldn't have a chance to redo it. And also has this question help where they give you examples and step-by-step instructions to complete each problem if you're confused in any way. And some problems sometimes have videos too to watch to show you how to do the problem. So the homework manager is very nice that way to ease you through the homework and make sure you can get the best grade possible. Okay. So if we let's give you an example, just want to show you an example quiz. So if we're doing this is not a test you're going to be taking, but this is an example of a test. So when you start a test, you click on Start Test, and then you'll see your test will actually have a timer, and then you will, as you go through the test, unfortunately there's no double checking your answers or any of the help like the homework. So you go through each question, and then when you're done, you would move to the next question, and then you complete. I don't think you can see that down here. So there's this is where I'm moving to the next question, or up here too. So you would complete. And some questions are multiple choice. Some questions are fill in the blank. So we go to the next question. Warning: you have not completed all parts. Do you want to be sure? No. So I left the part blank. So that was a question. So that's nice. Gives me a little heads up if I leave something out. So I can go to the next question, fill this out. And some of the questions are multiple choice. Some of the problems you fill in the blank. Okay. So I'm done with all 4 parts. I can submit the test. And then I get a score back on my exam. And this feedback of what questions you got right and wrong will be shown to you after everyone completes the exam. Okay, and then after the exam is completed and everybody's passed the due date, you can review the exam and see exactly what you got right or wrong in the test, so you can pretty much understand your score, and it'll give you these little red indicators and tell you what the correct answer is. So it's nice feedback that you get after you complete the test. So I'm just going to go into my side. So on my side, you can actually see the exams. So you would click on Quizzes and Tests, and you'll see that you'll have Test 1 and Test 2. Test 1 it starts on January 13th, and Test 2 starts on January 20th. And then when you click on, give you a preview of the exam, and this is So you'll see, and this is what our exam will actually look like exactly. So we have test 1, chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 1 of 54 questions. The first question is 5 points. It's 125 possible points. There's a timer up here of how much time you have to complete the test, and you have 4 hours. And just like we were doing before, you can submit the test, and you have to take the test in one sitting. So you can, as you're going through the test, you can move back and forth between the questions, but you should allot enough time in one sitting to complete the test at one time. And then when you're done with the test, you hit submit test. So pretty simple instructions. Okay. So, in the homework manager, they also have, this is where you'd find the Pearson eText if you have the eText, and this would be the complete version of the textbook, but in ebook format, which is nice because, like I said before, they will, you have, got to complete the subscription on that. But anyway, when you have the subscription, you can get over to that, which is nice. So you can finish it up. Now, that's my finance lab. So that has the homeworks and the tests in it. But under Blackboard assignments, we also have these spreadsheet problems. So each of the spreadsheet problems I have, again, I've backed up the video file for the spreadsheet help and also the Excel template. So for Chapter 2 spreadsheet, so week 1, we're doing Chapter 2 and 3. In week 2, we're doing Chapters 5 and 8. And in week 3, we're doing Chapters 9 and 10. So you have 2 of these spreadsheet assignments per week. So you would download the spreadsheet by clicking on it. And you'll see that it will download, and you open up your spreadsheet in Excel. And then once the spreadsheet's open up in Excel, you just complete the spreadsheet by inputting in your Excel formulas to solve the spreadsheets. And these spreadsheets really aren't so difficult in Excel, but some things, following my video instructions helps a lot to get through these spreadsheets. But these are just a reinforcement of the type of work that you'll be doing in the course. And remember, keep in mind that these spreadsheets have multiple worksheets at the bottom. So it's not just the first sheet. The first sheet is where you start, then the next worksheet, and then the final worksheet. And again, it's important to watch my videos because I go through how to complete this because there's no instructions on the direct page of the spreadsheet. So you really do need to kind of go through my instructional video to help learn how to complete these. Once you're done with the spreadsheet, you save it. You click on this link here, and then it's going to say browse my computer. So you click on browse your computer, and then you would select a file that you want to attach, and then you just hit submit. Simple as that. And then you've submitted your spreadsheet work to me, and I will grade it. Okay, so back to assignments. So we did the My Finance Lab, the spreadsheet assignments, and at the bottom here we have the Zoom simulation. So the Zoom simulation is 50 points. I have a video here on how to get started. The first 10 points are earned when you register for the simulation and complete 2 practice rounds. And you can complete those practice rounds hopefully sometime during the first week. And I should update this. Okay, so you need to register relatively quickly because we start, the first day of class is already, you need to start working the simulation, and a round is due. So all the due dates, you look on Blackboard, all the due dates are listed for the 1st to the 6th round. We're doing 6 rounds or 2 rounds per week. Again, check Blackboard for the actual dates. They may be different than this video. And also check Blackboard for the web address for the simulation we're going to work with and the class code. And again, the class code in your Blackboard might be different than the class code listed in this video because I generally can teach 2 sections of this, and I may have different sections have different dates and class codes. So make sure you actually check Blackboard. Don't go by what's written in this video. But I would suggest watching this video, which is also I also have as part of the playlist for this class. And, basically when you go to the Zoom simulation, it'll look like this. And you want to sign up, click Student Sign Up. So you click that, you put in your information. Maybe your name's Jimmy Joe, and your email is Bobby Joe Jimmy gmail.com. Create a username for yourself. Hopefully something you can remember. If you're somebody who always forgets your username and password, maybe use your NetID or whatever is most convenient for you. So use something that you're familiar with, you're not going to forget, and then put in a password, confirm the password, and then click You're Not a Robot. Click on agree with your terms and conditions, and then continue registration. And then once you're registered, Not a Robot. Okay, agree to the terms, continue registration. And then you're going to use, there are no activation keys for this class. You're going to have to use a credit card to get started, and then fill in this credit card information, click I'm Not a Robot. And then the next step it's going to do is ask your class code. So that's when you're going to go back to Blackboard and go to the assignments and see where it says what the class code is. You enter that in, and then just log in as a student account. And then after you complete entering your class code, then it's going to ask you to do individual practice or play classroom competition. So this individual practice is where you're going to do 2 rounds of individual practice. And there's really no due date on that, but try to get it done before the first week. But right away, as the first week starts, you need to complete play classroom competition. You need to complete round 1. So we're going to enter the competition game, and then you can create your company. Now, if you have a friend in the class, I know it's an online class, so it's not easy to form teams. So I'm not requiring any teamwork for this class. But if you have a friend that's in the class, or you want to join a team for the class, you can get in contact with other students through the message board, and maybe you can find someone to work with if you want to work in a team. Or I'm quite comfortable with you working alone. So I have the first thing you do when you create your team is you want to put in your company information, and then you start on the sales page, and you fill out the sales page, and you keep moving forward. And see my video. This really isn't the place to learn how to do the Zoom simulation. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how you're getting started with this. See my video on how to get started and play the simulation for more information on this. Okay, so this is all the assignments. So now we can move on to discussions. So on discussions, we have one which would be class questions. Click here. So if you click here, you can ask, create a thread. And you can say, you can make a subject, starting the class, could be the subject, and you could say, can I start working early on this class? So you leave me a question, and then you hit submit. And then you can also subscribe to this thread by clicking here, and then you'll be subscribed. So anytime a new email is set up, you'll get a warning that an email has been published. So I'll come in and I'll see your class question, and I'll say, I'll reply, and I'll say, you can start working at any time you like. The class is all set up and ready to go. And I'll submit that. And this is basically a thread we've created. So this would be questions about the class. And we also have a forum on Zoom simulation questions. So here you can go in to say, you can create a thread. You can say team. And you could say, does anyone want to join my team? And submit. And then you have someone else can come in and maybe want to join your team, or maybe not. This happens pretty quickly in the winter class, so I don't know if you're going to be really successful joining a team or finding a teammate unless you know somebody already who's in the class. Okay. So that is discussions. And that's pretty much it for this course. So now you have a good overview. Remember to read over announcements, look at the documents, read over the syllabus, review the assignments. Remember that we're submitting the spreadsheets here, and this has a good backup of the Zoom simulation. And then if you have any questions about the class, put them here in the discussion board. If it's something private or of a personal nature, you can email me. But if it's something that more students could benefit from, please post it here. And remember to sign up for my finance lab to complete the homework assignments. And you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'm going to put a link in where you can subscribe. Here's actual, if I share, here's the actual playlist link. So I'm going to put this in the Blackboard so you can subscribe to me as a channel, and then click on the playlist. And this playlist will organize all the videos for the class. It'll be one nice easy area to have all the videos. And most importantly, the first assignment you have to do is the Zoom simulation. So get in there, register for the Zoom simulation, and complete team competition round 1. And it's important, very important, that you watch this Zoom overview video for 330, which I give you a good overview of the simulation. And remember, for any of these videos, the Zoom simulation videos or these syllabus videos, make sure you refer to your electronic Blackboard course for the actual class codes and authorization names and things like that, because they could be different than what's in the video due to the fact of multiple sections. Okay, thank you for your time, and I wish you the best of luck with this course. And I will be talking to you soon. Take care.